Hello, this is Kat at the Lake District Yogi and welcome to this fiery Vinyasa Flow class. We're going to be moving our entire bodies in a nice continuous sequence through this class. So take it at your own pace. There'll be modifications to use if you need them. Blocks possibly could be useful at a couple of points in this, but please don't worry if you don't have them. We can always work around that. You don't need actual yoga blocks. You could always use a stack of books or something else that you've got to hand. But anyway, without further ado, we will get started. And we'll start in a nice, easy cross-legged seat. And we'll just spend a couple of moments just arriving here. You might want to close your eyes, let your hands rest on your knees, let the fingers just curl naturally round. And if you're wondering what we mean when we talk about arriving and centering and all these things that can sound a bit like woo-woo, it really is quite simple. Our body might be here on the mat, but our mind very likely is somewhere else. I think it's really quite rare to be fully present with all parts of ourselves. So this is just an opportunity to try and allow your scattered mind to just gently come home. No forcing, just see if you can draw together all those parts of yourself, especially if this is at the end of a day that you're doing this practice. You know, we do get scattered throughout the day. We wear many different hats, we take on many different roles. This is a chance to just arrive here. So feel your body, feel the contact against the ground beneath you. And then maybe draw your awareness to your breathing. That's probably the easiest way to start to bring your mind into the present. Breath is obviously something that's always with us. We don't need money or tools or anything like that in order to use the breath to come back into this present moment. And then maybe as you start to follow the breath with your awareness, you could imagine finding a little bit of space in the spine, just lengthening the posture really gently. Letting the shoulders be soft, the face soft, the belly soft. And simply letting your awareness follow the next couple of breaths. See if we can smooth out the breath a little, making it gentle and tender. Okay, you can gently open your eyes if you had them closed. We'll place our right hand down on the ground beside us and stretch the left arm alongside the ear. And then root down that left sitting bone and reach right to the tips of your fingers. And hopefully you can feel that delicious side body stretch all the way along. Then press off this bottom hand, will come through center, place the left hand down, reach the right arm alongside the ear, root down through the right sitting bone. Take a really nice grounded breath here. And then we're going to flow from side to side a few times. So moving over to the right, reaching and grounding. Moving to the left, grounding and reaching. One more each side. Maybe each time we're finding a little bit more reach. Remember, this is early on. We're going gently into this. This time as you come to the right, move into a twist, right hand behind, left hand on your knee. Grow tall and twist from the belly. You can use that left hand against the knee, knee against the hand. Sweep the arms back up and we'll move the other way, left hand behind, right hand on your left knee. Sweep the arms back up Place the palms together, gaze up at your thumbs with the eyes open or closed. And then gently, with a bit of resistance, draw the hands down the midline. Let's have a nice emptying exhale. And then we'll roll over our knees onto all fours. Tuck the toes. Send the hands a bit further forward and then sit yourself back. So we're in this really nice active child's pose. You can place the forehead down, take another grounding breath. Every breath, remember, is an opportunity to come back. We don't expect our minds to stay where we put them. They just wander all over the place. But every breath, we can come back to this moment in our bodies. Okay, next inhale, lift the hips, keep the hands glued where they are, and then bring the weight forward and bring the hips forward any amount. So it could be they stop here, or you can drape them all the way to the ground. Exhale, push yourself back. Inhale, lift forward, letting the hips drop any amount. Push back. So a few more like this. So you might want to bring the chin in. Tuck the chin to the chest and then unfurl and lift the gaze. You might want to think about keeping the fingers light. You can almost lift them off the mat as you come forward. These are just little additional focus points. They're not essential. The movement is what we're looking for. The breath connection, like a moving meditation. We'll do one more like this as we come forward. Let the hips drop any amount and then lift up into downward dog. First downward dog, maybe of the day, so go easy with this first one. Stretch into the backs of the legs, first one leg and then the other. And then finding some stillness, keeping the knees bent if you need. And then begin to walk the hands back towards the feet, so you're at the back of the mat. Find that forward fold. Lift halfway, so fingertips to the floor, or maybe the hands to the shins. And fold once more. Plant the left hand underneath your nose, your fingertips, or the flat of your palm. Bend the left knee and peel the right arm to the ceiling. Bring that right hand down, fingertips under your nose. Bend the right knee, peel the left arm up. Slowly come back down. Soften the knees, roll all the way up to standing. Sweep the arms overhead, clasp the left wrist with your right hand, step the left foot behind and bend into the knees and reach over to the right. So the right knee is bent a lot, left knee either straight or bent a little, and then really pull that wrist like you're a Lego figure. You're trying to pull your hand out of your wrist and stretch to the right. Come back to center, switch sides, so take your right wrist with your left fingers, step the right foot off, bend heavily into the left knee and lean over to the left. Slowly come back to center, let the arms come down. You can bring the hands to the heart. Okay, we're going to take a step into the middle of the mat with any foot. So I've got my right foot stepping forward and then I'm lifting into warrior 3 or a variation of. So finding some balance here. So find a gaze point, your drishti, somewhere unmoving that you can look at. Then if you can, find your balance, bring that left knee into your chest and then step the left foot, nice big stride forward, come into warrior 3 on the other side. So again, finding that gaze point, engage the standing leg. Then if you can, without touching the floor, bring that right knee into your chest And then we've arrived at the front in Tadasana. Let the arms come down. Feel through the feet. Feel that grounding. Lightly engage the core, lightly engage the legs. Keep the face and shoulders soft. And we'll start our little flow. Okay, next in-breath. Sweep the arms overhead. Find a forward fold, either hands down through the center or wide with a flat back, entirely your choice. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back with the right foot. Find your balance, lift up into high lunge. You can keep a bend in that back knee. Draw everything in and up energetically. Draw in the lower belly. Okay, bring the hands to the floor. This is where you might benefit from blocks if you have them. You can have one on either side of your foot. We're going to straighten that front leg into long pyramid. So maybe you need the blocks on a higher setting. So that's the beauty of those. If you can reach the floor, then that's fine too. And then fold any amount over that leg. Maybe an in-breath to lift and an exhale to fold. Okay, remove the blocks if you have them. Bend that front knee, plant the right hand, lift the left arm up into our twist. Bring the left hand down, step to plank, move through your flow, either knees down or up. Moving through upward dog or cobra. If you're still unsure of this, then revisit the Vinyasa video that I posted that goes through really clearly the different options for this. Okay, we'll send our right leg out behind us. And then we'll breathe. Take a breath in. And then as you breathe out, right knee to right elbow. So as high as you can, really squeeze it in, extend the leg behind. Okay, right knee to nose, drop the head, squeeze as high as you can up into the chest. Right knee to left elbow, and then send that right foot through, fallen triangle, lift the left arm. Bring the right hand down. Back to downward dog. Okay, roll forward into plank. Come onto your right hand, find side plank. So your foot can be in front. It can be on top of your right foot, or you can find a tree variation or any variation that you like. Keep lifting through the hip. Bring the left hand down, find our plank, and then move through our flow once more. Back to downward dog. And then make our way to the front. So travel to the front of the mat however you want. One jump, lots of little steps, find that forward fold. Press through the feet, soften the knees, come all the way up. And then straight back down again. Find your forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Step the left foot back, find your balance. Lift up into high lunge. Pause here, gather yourself, take a grounding breath. Place the hands down on the floor or on blocks. Straighten that front leg for long pyramid. Maybe finding a bit of flow with the breath, lifting as you inhale, folding as you exhale. Bend into the front knee, plant the hand, lift that right arm. Bring the right hand down, find plank, move through your flow. Through cobra or upward dog to downward dog. Lift the left leg out behind you. Move to the knee to the left elbow, outside the left elbow if you can. Squeeze and pause. Extend behind you. Left knee to nose, squeeze it high into the chest. Extend behind you. Left knee to right elbow, send the right foot through to fallen triangle. Lift the right arm. Right hand down, come to downward dog. Roll forward into plank. Move onto your left hand for side plank on the left. You can do whichever variation you did on the other side. Balancing the feet, foot in front, tree, whichever you fancy. Keep that bottom arm nice and strong. Keep lifting through the hips. Right hand down with control. Move through your flow. Nice. Okay, pause here in downward dog just for a couple of breaths. It's a warm day here for doing this. I'm definitely feeling the heat. Okay, just keep taking some nice steady breaths here. You can have a bend in the knees, obviously, if you need. One more breath in our downward dog. And then we'll travel to the front of the mat again. So however that works for you. Find your fold. Press into the feet, soften the knees, come all the way up. This time draw the hands down to the heart. Press the thumbs into your sternum, maybe feel your heart beating. Re-steady your breath. Okay, we'll go again. Next inhale, sweep the arms up. Find your forward fold. Lift halfway on your next in-breath. Step the right foot back and then seal the back heel and sweep all the way up into Virabhadrasana, into warrior. And then find your center here. So grounding through both feet, reaching through both hands. Shoulders over the hips. And then let's flow. Let's tip backwards, find our reverse warrior, our peaceful warrior. Keep that back hand nice and light. Keeping the legs still, find side angle, elbow on the front knee. Find warrior two again, and then drop into Skandasana at the back. So bend the back knee, left leg straight. Keep the fingertips on the floor, or you can bring them to your heart, or you can plant your right hand and extend the left arm up. Okay, moving back to the front, keep it nice and low, frame the front foot. Okay, we're coming back into downward dog, but we're going to do a figure four. So we're going to come back and place our left ankle on our right knee, just above our right knee. And then press back, try to extend that right heel gently towards the earth. And then bring the left knee into the chest, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then back to downward dog. Roll forward into plank, move through your flow. Back to downward dog. Travel to the front of your mat. Halfway lift and fold. Now all the way up to Tadasana. Reach the arms high. Fold back forward. Are you still with me? Inhale halfway. Exhale, step the left foot back. Seal the heel. Sweep yourself into warrior. Gently reverse your warrior. Keep the legs really still as you sweep into side angle, right elbow on the right knee. Back to warrior. And then Skandasana at the back. So bend into that right knee, you have to swivel your foot a bit. So this right leg is straight, the foot is flexed. Options where you want to bring your hands. I'm way, way high on my toes. My heel is nowhere near the ground, so bringing my hands to my heart is a very wobbly affair. So I like to keep my fingertips on the ground or plant my left hand, really pressing my upper arm into my leg to create this beautiful open twist. But if your foot is flat on the floor and you want to pause in stillness with your hands at your heart, by all means do that. Okay, we're moving back to the front of the mat. Keep it nice and low. Frame the front foot. We're moving into figure 4 downward dog. So we're coming back, placing that right ankle on your left knee. And then press into the hands. Then come forward, bring that right knee high, high into the chest. And then downward dog. Okay, from here, we're rolling forward into plank. Either bend the knees and come straight back to downward dog, or let the hips drop into hanging cobra with the toes tucked. If this is too much on your lower back, stay from plank to down dog. Then bend the knees heavily, wave back. I'm going to do that a few times, so whichever version you wish to do. Either come to plank and then straight back to downward dog, just bending your knees and pushing back. Or rolling forward and letting the hips drip towards the earth. Again, if you bring the chin in, you create more of a rounding in the spine. We'll do one more like this, whichever version you're doing. Beautiful. And then pause in downward dog just for a couple of breaths. The backs of the legs might be opening up a bit. We might want to be able to straighten the legs out maybe a little, maybe try to get the heels. That's not the goal, by the way, to get the heels to the floor. But as everything starts to warm and open, it can be a really nice stretch for the backs of the legs to sort of ease the heels down. But listen to your body and only do what feels good. And then we're moving into a seat, so you can jump through, you can kneel, and however you want to get there. Get your left leg long and bring the sole of the right foot inside your left thigh. Just gonna have a sip of tea. And then we'll fold over this left leg. So you can bring the arms overhead. If you've done any of my other classes, you know I always say this. As we come forward like that, remembering this is a hinging movement. For some reason, when the arms are overhead, it feels really obvious where your edge is, the end of your range of movement, and then you bring the hands down. The other alternative is to walk your hands forward. Try to keep the heart nice and lifted and shining. This is one of those sort of contradictory shapes in yoga. It's a forward fold, but it's still like we still want some lift. It's a hinge rather than sort of collapsing down over our leg. So when you have landed there, when you have found your edge, you can rest the hands on the ground, on your leg, you can hold your foot. Imagine that heart center shining forward. Take a couple of breaths here. You can always pad something under your leg if you need. You can stuff a blanket or something under that knee. It does not have to be straight, that leg. And slowly let yourself come back up. Place your right hand on the outside of your right hip. We'll lift up into Stargazer, so coming onto that right knee. And then open up joyfully. Find some expansion, openness. And then slowly come back down. And we'll switch sides. So right leg long. Left foot in. Remember which way you want to come into this. If you're going long, create that nice length first, and then it's almost like you're lifting out of the waist in order to hinge forward. And then wherever you are, whether it's here or flat down, it's doing the same work when you get there. So we're just going to let the hands find somewhere sensible and soft to rest. And then we just let our bodies settle here. Just ride the breath and let the breath work its way into easing the muscles and allowing maybe a little bit more movement. And then slowly letting yourself come back up. Place the left hand on the outside of your left hip and lift yourself up. Reach, reach, reach. Slowly come back down. Bring the soles of your feet together, creating a nice diamond shape in here, and we'll fold again. Again, this is a hinge and a heart lifting fold. We're not trying to get our head to our knees. You can hold your shins, your ankles, your feet. So find that lift first, as if you're lifting out of the waist, and then hinge. Again, for many people, this may only be half an inch of movement, half a centimetre of movement. We all have different skeletons, different ranges of movement. It's not a big deal. We just work wherever we are. And just easing into the hips. You can readjust that distance that your feet are away from your body so that you find the optimum for you. Little tip, I always like to give my insteps a little massage when I'm here. If you've got the range of movement to do it, you can put your elbows in your insteps and just rest your forehead on your palms. There's always lovely little additions to any shape that we do in yoga. There's always something soothing or energizing depending on what we need in that moment. And slowly come back up. Find a cross-legged seat. Place your hands on your knees. We'll end with a twist. So when you're ready, lift the arms overhead. Twist to the right, right hand behind, left hand on right knee. Sweep the arms back to the center, come to the left, left hand behind, right hand on left knee. Arms overhead, and again with some resistance and maybe the eyes closed, just let the hands come down through the midline. And then find your knees again, close your eyes. Regather everything, if everything's all gone a bit scattered again. Just for a moment, enjoy a moment of peace and presence. Maybe checking in with your body, your physical body, to see how it feels after that flow. Maybe you can feel other layers, energetic layers, seeing how your energy feels in your body, what has shifted or dislodged. And then you can open your eyes. Thank you so much for joining me for that yoga flow. I really appreciate you coming along with me. Please do like it if you like this video and share it so we can spread the yoga love. And I will be back with another class next week. From my heart to yours, thank you and lots of love.